The year is 1945. The world stands at a crossroads, reeling from the aftermath of a global conflict that has reshaped nations and lives. The world had just witnessed the unimaginable destructive power of the atom. The skies over Hiroshima and Nagasaki were lit with a blinding flash, a harbinger of a new and terrifying era. Hiroshima and Nagasaki lay in ruins, forever scarred by the dawn of the nuclear age. The cities, once vibrant and full of life, were reduced to ashes and rubble. The world was forever changed. The shockwaves of these events rippled across the globe, altering the course of history and the future of humanity. These events cast a long shadow, a chilling reminder of the immense power humanity now possessed. The specter of nuclear annihilation loomed large over every nation. The atom, once a source of scientific curiosity, had become a harbinger of destruction. What was once a quest for knowledge had turned into a race for supremacy. The development of nuclear weapons represented a paradigm shift in warfare and global politics. Nations now had the power to destroy each other many times over. It became terrifyingly clear that these weapons had the capacity to obliterate entire cities in the blink of an eye. The stakes had never been higher. The world needed a new set of rules, a way to prevent this technology from proliferating and leading to an even greater catastrophe. Diplomacy became the new battlefield. This fear, however, also gave rise to hope. Amidst the dread, a glimmer of optimism emerged. As people began to envision a world free from the threat of nuclear war, the very horror of nuclear war spurred a global movement for peace and disarmament. Activists, leaders, and ordinary citizens united in their call for change. People around the world demanded action, pushing their leaders to find a way to prevent a future where such weapons would be used again. The voices of the many began to shape policy. It was from this crucible of fear and hope that the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT, would eventually emerge. A beacon of collective resolve, aiming to curb the spread of nuclear weapons and promote peaceful use of nuclear energy. The NPT, which came into force in 1970, marked a significant milestone in global diplomacy. It represents a collective promise to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons, a commitment that nations around the world have taken seriously. It is a testament to the power of international cooperation, showcasing how countries can come together to address common threats. The NPT stands as a beacon of hope in a world often defined by conflict and division, a symbol of what can be achieved through unity. The treaty has its roots in the aftermath of World War II, a period marked by unprecedented destruction and loss. The horrors of that conflict, particularly the devastation wrought by the atomic bombings, made it clear that the world needed a new framework for international security, one that could prevent such tragedies from ever happening again. The NPT arose from a shared understanding that the spread of nuclear weapons posed an existential threat to humanity, a threat that could not be ignored. It was a recognition that the security of one nation could not come at the expense of the security of all, a principle that remains relevant today. The treaty's drafters envisioned a world where the threat of nuclear annihilation would gradually recede, a vision that continues to inspire efforts towards disarmament. They hoped for a future where this threat would be replaced by a commitment to peaceful coexistence and disarmament, a goal that requires ongoing dedication. The NPT is a complex and multifaceted agreement involving numerous provisions and commitments from its signatories. But its core objective is simple: to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote nuclear disarmament, a mission that is as crucial now as it was when the treaty was first signed. It seeks to strike a delicate balance between recognizing the rights of states to develop nuclear energy for peaceful purposes, ensuring that this powerful technology is used responsibly, while preventing the misuse of this technology for military ends, a challenge that requires constant vigilance and international cooperation. The NPT, or Non-Proliferation Treaty, rests on three fundamental pillars: non-proliferation and the peaceful use of nuclear energy. These pillars are the cornerstone of global efforts to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote peaceful uses of nuclear technology. These pillars are interforcing, forming the bedrock of the treaty's architecture. Each pillar supports the others, creating a comprehensive framework that aims to ensure global security and stability. Non-proliferation pillar aims to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons to states that do not possess them. This is achieved through stringent measures and international agreements that bind countries to specific obligations. of legal obligations, safeguards, and international cooperation. The International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, plays a pivotal role in monitoring and verifying disarmament. The second pillar, calls for the elimination of existing nuclear weapons. This pillar emphasizes the need for nuclear-armed states to take concrete steps towards reducing and eventually eliminating. This is a long-term goal, and progress has been slow and challenging. Despite these challenges, the commitment to disarmament remains a central tenet of the NPT, with ongoing negotiations and Nevertheless, the NPT remains the only multilateral treaty that contains a binding commitment to nuclear disarmament. It serves as a critical platform for dialogue and cooperation among nations. The peaceful use of nuclear energy recognizes the right of all states to develop nuclear technology for civilian purposes, such as power generation, medicine, and agriculture. This pillar, nuclear technology, are accessible to all. The treaty aims to facilitate international cooperation in these fields while ensuring that such activities are not diverted to military purposes. By promoting peaceful, the NPT contributes to global development and prosperity. The International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, plays a crucial role in verifying compliance with the NPT. Established in 1957, the IAEA is an independent intergovernmental organization that reports to the United Nations. Its mission is to promote the safe, secure, and peaceful use of nuclear technology. The IAEA's safeguard system is a cornerstone of the non-proliferation regime. It involves a system of inspections, monitoring, and accounting to verify that states are complying with their treaty obligations. IAEA inspectors regularly visit nuclear facilities around the world to verify that nuclear material and technology are not being diverted for military purposes. The agency also provides technical assistance to states to help them develop their nuclear energy programs safely and securely. Section 5. Triumphs and Tribulations. The NPT has been remarkably successful in preventing the widespread proliferation of nuclear weapons. Since its entry into force, only a handful of states have developed nuclear weapons outside the treaty, and the world has avoided a catastrophic nuclear war. The treaty has also facilitated international cooperation in the peaceful uses of nuclear technology. The IAEA's Technical Cooperation Program has helped many developing countries benefit from nuclear applications in areas such as health, agriculture, and industry. However, the NPT has also faced significant challenges. The treaty has been criticized for its lack of progress on nuclear disarmament, particularly by non-nuclear weapon states. The slow pace of disarmament has led to frustration and disillusionment among some states, who argue that the nuclear weapon states are not fulfilling their treaty obligations. Section 6. The treaty's unfinished business. One of the most significant challenges facing the NPT is the issue of nuclear disarmament. The treaty's Article 6 obligates all states parties to pursue negotiations in good faith on effective measures relating to cessation of the nuclear arms race at an early date, and to nuclear disarmament, and on a treaty on general and complete disarmament under strict and effective international control. Despite this commitment, progress on nuclear disarmament has been slow and uneven. The nuclear weapon states have reduced their arsenals since the end of the Cold War, but they still possess thousands of nuclear weapons, many of which are on high alert. The lack of progress on disarmament has led to frustration and disillusionment among non-nuclear weapon states, who argue that the nuclear weapon states are not fulfilling their treaty obligations. The issue of disarmament remains a major obstacle to the full implementation of the NPT. Section 7. The Shadow of Nuclear Terrorism. The threat of nuclear terrorism is a major concern in the 21st century. The acquisition of nuclear weapons or materials by terrorist groups could have catastrophic consequences. The NPT alone cannot address this challenge, as it focuses on state actors. International cooperation is essential to prevent terrorist groups from acquiring nuclear weapons or materials. This includes strengthening border controls, improving intelligence sharing, and enhancing security at nuclear facilities. The IAEA plays a crucial role in this regard, by providing assistance to states in strengthening their nuclear security regimes. Section 8. A world free of nuclear weapons? The NPT is a testament to the power of diplomacy and international cooperation. It represents a shared commitment to preventing the spread of nuclear weapons and achieving a world free of these weapons. However, the treaty is not a panacea. Its success depends on the continued commitment and good faith of all states parties. The international community must work together to address the challenges facing the NPT and to strengthen the global non-proliferation regime. This includes addressing the concerns of non-nuclear weapon states, making progress on nuclear disarmament, and preventing nuclear terrorism. Section 9. The enduring legacy of the NPT. The NPT is a living treaty, constantly evolving to meet new challenges. As technology advances and the international security environment changes, the treaty must adapt to remain relevant and effective. This requires ongoing dialogue and cooperation among states parties. The NPT is more than just a treaty. It is a symbol of humanity's shared hope for a safer and more peaceful world. It is a reminder that, even in a world often divided by conflict and mistrust, cooperation is possible when the stakes are high enough. The future of the NPT depends on our collective will to make this hope a reality.